First quarter from Moorabbin in our match of the day. In the mud and the mire at Moorabbin. Willis gets the first tap down. Onto Mitchell. Grant almost got one in the back from Bolton, but he taps the ball out beautifully. Jones might have pushed Mitchell in the back, actually, but the umpire says play on. No, he doesn't. We'll take that back. Going to be a free kick going to Jones, the former Tasmanian, and he'll take that free kick a little bit short of centre half back. And Jones favours the outer side. Kick falling a little bit short, and that's a fine mark taken by Stuart Lowe. Onto Daniels. And Daniels goes with the long kick up towards full forward. Owen almost took the mark. And the Swans players descending on the ball pretty desperately. And there will be a bounce, or perhaps we should say a ball up. I don't know whether he'll be able to bounce it too high out there, if at all. In fact, that is the case. Willis over the top, but loses that one out. Picked up by Dennis Carroll. Carroll's kick up towards the half-back line. Not a particularly well-directed one. And the ball is driven forward for St Kilda by Cunningham. Up towards the square, and a safe mark is taken by Cordy.
Neil Cordy in the last line of defence for the Swans. Comes to the members' side. Dennis Carroll's made good position between the back pocket and half-back flank and takes the mark. Dennis Carroll, very, very good player for the Swans. Steady as a rock at half-back. Kick up towards the wing. Goes through all players. Coughlin. Great play, Coughlin. He threads his way through and scrambling kick up towards half-forward. Good gather by Gotch. Shrugs the tackle. Gets past. Barker's got the football now. He gets the hand pass out wide to Lowe. Lowe is well tackled. Chance now for the Saints at half-forward. A free kick's been picked out of it. The Saints will be penalised for not moving the ball on quickly enough. And it'll go back to the Swans rover, Barry Mitchell. Mitchell plays on. Kicks into the man on the mark. Poor attempt by Mitchell. Kick off the ground. Now it comes to Owen. Last minute replacement for Winmar. Owen goes goalwards but misses. First score on the board to the Saints is a behind. And we've only been in the match about 3 or 4 minutes. Saints have looked okay.
Yeah, there's plenty of pressure on early, and gee, it really was an easy shot then by Rod Owen.
And speaking of Rods, Rod Carter brings the ball back. Neil Cordy takes the safe mark. I thought he was off. Bolton tries to remedy the situation, didn't have any success. And a real scramble developing out there on the edge of the square. And it's going to be a ball up.
Danny Frawley picking up Wayne Henwood at centre half forward and centre half back respectively. And Elphingston picking up Toohey in the goal square.
And the umpire did bounce the ball there, so that's rather interesting. Obviously, some of the ground a lot heavier than others. 50-metre kick, 25 up, 25 down from Carroll. Spills into the arms of Rice. Right on the centre circle. Short pass up to Daniels. 1 and 2 grabs. Couldn't take it. Cunningham affects the hand pass to Nathan Burke, chosen for Victoria this year, and Owen slipping at the crucial moment. Cordy, mark number 3. Every time I see Cordy play, he seems to turn into blinder. Maybe he's going to be in for a good one this afternoon. And Carroll, touch number 3 likewise. Long kick by Carroll. That's the rule rather than the exception. Jones, well, the umpire being a little bit lenient, but I think good umpiring under these conditions. Short pass out to right half forward. Mark, free kick, whatever, to Nixon. Nixon's kick up towards full forward. Big pack of players descend upon it. Willis for the Swans dives on it. And the umpire has decided it will be a ball up about 40 metres out from the St Kilda goal.
Well, chance for the Saints again. The closest the Swans have been so far is across their half-forward line.
Cordy's down in trouble.
Looks maybe a bit winded.
Yes, actually it was a pack, that huge pack that developed there, and Neil Cordy got caught it right in the middle of it, and he's been down for some time actually.
Well, hopefully for the Swans' sake he'll recover. He's been very prominent so far.
We'll have a look at this again in replay. Perhaps Neil Cordy up on his feet at least. Here he is again. And there's Neil Cordy coming from the side, and it was actually young Davies, I think, that came in from the side there, was it?
Well, the bounce at half forward. Lowe goes for it for St Kilda. Potter on the bottom of the pack. He may be awarded a free kick. He is at half back for the Swans. He plays on quickly with the left foot, delivers it beautifully. Out wide is Graham Cordy. Graham Cordy plays on and kicks the Swans into attack. Up towards half forward, but a beautiful mark taken by Frawley. The Saints skipper looking good early, off to Sheldon. Sheldon up towards the wing. Saints are a chance. Good mark taken there by Burke. Promising youngster for St Kilda. Nathan Burke on centre wing. Long kick up towards half forward. Looking for the high flyer low. He can't mark. Comes to ground. Quick kick. Here's Williams. First time into the play. Long handball. Mitchell over the top. Bolton under enormous pressure. Gets it back to Potter. Potter crashed to the ground. Illegitimately, according to the umpire, and the free kick will go back to Craig Potter on centre wing.
Well, I thought it was a good hip and shoulder, but the umpire's closer than we are. Good pass to Carroll. Lightning flip out to Bolton on the 50-metre mark, and he's got plenty of room. Gets around Grant OK, straightens up and steadies. That could be their first goal. It's not, though. It's their first score. So a golden opportunity missed by David Bolton to level the scores. 1 point apiece here at St Kilda. Sheldon. Not a good kick in over the top. Murphy, a good grab. Well, Gerard Healy, I know, is going to poll well in the Brownlow, but this guy's got to get a few votes.
He'd be a chance from that distance too.
He's a good kick, isn't he, as a rule? And has got the distance, but not the direction. Missed on the far side, only by about half a metre, so the Swans lead by 1 behind, or 1 point. No goals kicked so far. And we've got 19.5 minutes left in the term.
Just wonder if Sheldon will go for the short pass again, Peter.
You can say the odds are against it. There's plenty of distance with the kick. Henwood late in the scene, tried to punch it away from Frawley. Ball scooped out. Chance for Lamb, gets it in turn onto Jones. Then turn onto Coughlin, and away goes St Kilda.
Coughlin up towards half forward, looking for low. The kick was just a little bit astray, and to the advantage of Dennis Carroll, who took the mark for the Swans. Dennis Carroll, beautiful kick of the football. This one's no exception, towards half forward. Goes to the back, good diving, marked by Bays. Extremely difficult. He gets the hand pass off to Bolton. Bolton up towards full forward. Lamb's first in the chase for the football, up against the boundary line. He flips it over, tries to give Elphinstone a chance, but there's not much he can do, and he taps it over. We'll have a boundary throw in about 35 metres around from the Swans' goal, and the Swans lead 2 points to 1. Up over the top, Bays. Down it comes to Sheldon. He's grabbed but he didn't have the football, and Sheldon will take the free kick for the Saints in the back pocket.
Just looking at Mark Bays, he's been playing half-back flank. I'd suggest he's either on the wing or playing half-forward today.
Sheldon kicks the ball out towards half-back, a high one, in the Frawley direction. Frawley can't mark. Williams is in there. Chance there for Daniels. Jones dives on the football, and he scrambles it out the back. A chance for Coughlin. Good, strong player, but he's dispossessed there by Kellett. But Kellett a little bit unfair with his tackle, and Coughlin takes the free kick. He kicks it into the centre. No mark taken. Chance for Rice. Gets it off to Burke. Burke now directly straight down the ground towards half forward. Barker can't mark. Strong defence by Neil Cordy. Recovered well from that heavy knock, and he kicks it back to half forward. Chance for Bays. Handball to Mitchell's. Great play. Mitchell goes goalwards and kicks the first goal of the match for the Swans.
So first goal to Barry Mitchell in what was tremendous play from Neil Cordy. Tremendous rebound after the contest. Here's the contest, and there's Cordy. Owen went the other way. Cordy read it right. Off hands at centre half forward. Excellent touch from Bays, who is playing half forward, and Barry Mitchell did the rest. First goal for the Swans.
So 4 possessions to Neil Cordy, plus 3 marks. He's playing well. 17.5 minutes remaining in the opening term. 7 points the difference in favour of the Swans. Neither end favoured by the breeze. Knocked down by Willis, a fumble by Mick Dwyer. Murphy. Frawley. Beautiful smother by Williams. It's a Swans ball still. Bays gets it back to him. Williams inside 50. Not the longest of kicks in the side. Doesn't matter, it's a goal. Great play.
And hasn't Greg Williams improved his skills on his left-hand side? His kicking now is becoming a lot longer, and his kicking is certainly becoming more effective. And a centreman kicking goals, as Greg Williams does, is always dangerous, and he's in, since the suspension early in the season, his form's been very, very good and one of the key players for the Swans.
Well, he only kicked it in about 40 metres, but such was the way that the play was set up, it didn't matter.
I think he summed it up pretty well, that the players had come down the field looking for the pass, and his kick, if it could go over, was a real chance. There's Willis, the young Swans ruckman. Very good player, promising. In the centre, he gets the tap out too. Comes to Stevie Wright. He can't break clear. Free kick being picked out by the umpire. It'll go to the Swans rover right, and he'll kick them back into attack. It took them a little while to settle down, but they're doing it well so far now. Tui marks at half forward, about 45 metres out. Been a bit of a success story, Bernard Tui, since being moved up to full forward. Thumping kick, plenty of distance, but slightly inaccurate. That's out on the full. The free kick goes to St Kilda. It'll be taken by Sheldon in the back pocket. Saints started well, but Swans, a couple of quick goals in the last few minutes, and they lead 2-2 to 1 behind. Ball at half forward for the Swans, a scramble for possession. Comes to the rear now. Now it gets out. Chance now for Murphy. Murphy over the left shoulder towards centre half forward. Marking contest, comes to ground. Coughlin, hand pass out. Jones fumbles. Does it well in the finish though for the big fellow. Kick brilliantly smothered by Kellett. Sheldon, Gotch is a chance. Gets around onto the left foot. Up towards the wing position. Too far for Lowe. At the back, Willis. A scramble again. He gets the hand pass out. Good play by the big guy. Murphy. Off it goes to Kellett, playing against one of his old sides. Kellett's kick is a good one towards full forward. At the back, Lamb under pressure. Pushes the ball towards the back pocket. Elphinstone tackle. Wright gathers in the forward pocket. Short passes. OK. Mitchell takes the mark. 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Well, Jones should have taken it out, Malcolm, shouldn't he?
Yes, the kick was ill-directed after fumbling, and he had space. And I mean, that's the learning process of experience, just being aware of what's going on around you.
Mitchell. Chance for the Swans' third goal. Usually pumps these through. And there it is. Third goal to the Swans.
2 to Mitchell, 1 to Williams, the goal kickers for the Swans, who've started well. St Kilda had a lot of the play in the first few minutes, but they couldn't capitalise.
So you watch this again in replay. Elphinstone tries to take it out. Was well tackled by Eustace. Stevie Wright had the presence to regain his composure and then do the right thing and deliver to Barry Mitchell for his second goal.
3 goals in 5 minutes to the Swans. 19 points the difference at Moorabbin in favour of the Sydney team at the moment. Willis, he does look like Barry Round in many respects, especially the number, I guess. Good tackle on Gotch. The ball spills loose for Williams. Socked away by Carroll. Daniels finally breaking clear through the glue pot out there. That's particularly heavy, just off the edge of where the covers were. Nixon inside 50. Is this the Saints' first goal? That's a ripper sort of a kick. It's through.
I'd like to know how many times that you say during a game of football, if only they could get the ball out of the centre of the ground. The Swans have gone it the last couple of times, and here through just sheer persistence, St Kilda gets the ball forward. Good use of the football then to find Nixon alone, and then Nixon straight for goal, the only way to play Moorabbin, and good shepherding there by Rod Owen on the line.
Moorabbin, one of the longest grounds in the VFL. Great kick by Nixon for the Saints' first. 14 1/4 minutes remaining in the first term. 3-2 to 1-1 after that goal to Nixon. St Kilda's first, hard earned. Now a chance for Lamb. Wobbly kick up towards half forward at the back as Roberts thumps the ball clear. Carroll, he's in great form so far. That's kick number 6.
Rice, just a little bit of bad judgment. It was going to be a spectacular mark. Ball comes now to Eustace. Eustace, left foot kick up towards the half forward area. Bad miss by Sheldon. Simple mark. I think he probably made up his mind what he was going to do with the football before he actually had control of it. Jones, favoured by the boundary throw-in, gets the handball off to Coughlin. Coughlin's handball wide to Mick Dwyer. Mick Dwyer into the centre. Gotch over the top. Daniels further over the top to Mark Dwyer. Mark Dwyer's short kick's okay. Lowe takes the mark. Well, he's not a very, very long kick. Stuart Lowe, and I guess this would test him.
He's not a very accurate kick either. I've seen him play many a times. He's missed some sitters. Maybe he's been practicing. He'll make us a liar.
And he's got a bad patch in front of him too. I just hope he's got his feet right there. Oh, he's gone the short.
Gone the short pass, and it's on, and it's effective. Bradley Gotch, he should kick a goal because he's going to receive a 50-metre penalty, which was against David Murphy.
He'll be running the goal line now.
Well, I guess Tommy Hafey wouldn't be too happy, Malcolm, if Murphy hadn't have done what he did.
No, actually just looking at that, and even to the naked eye, it appeared a pretty good contest. Fraction late perhaps, but he always was committed.
Well, Gotch right in the goal square, kicks the Saints' second goal.
So Stuart Lowe opted not to kick through the mud and actually kick out of the good part of the ground. And he really did almost set up Bradley Gotch then, as we watch this again in replay. It's a nice clean grab. He came back well. A lot of courage shown and deserved the goal from there.
So Gotch won and Nixon won the goal kickers for St Kilda. And only 7 points the difference now in the opening term. Under 13 minutes remaining, 2-1 to 3-2. Centre of the ground has been covered, so the ball bounces fairly high, just off the edge there where it's rather sticky. Knocked down by Parsons. Big pack developing. Now a chance for St Kilda to go forward again through Dwyer. Barker would fall forward. Out comes Roberts, got one in the back. And Ian Roberts will take the free kick inside the defensive 50-metre mark. And the veterans in the Swan side favour slightly the outer side. Underneath it is Dwyer again. Bayes should get there first. In comes Daniels to upset him. Bayes looking for a free kick. None there, says the umpire. Or is there? No, Mark Bayes is going to get it. Daniels isn't sure. He'll get a 50-metre penalty if he doesn't deliver it quickly. Play on from Bayes. One of the longest kicks in the Swan side. Jones and Elphinston fly against each other. The umpire's paid the mark. And it'll go to Jones, who's not playing too badly at the moment for the big fellow. Over it goes to Mick Dwyer. Short pass, effective. Coughlin at midfield, or just short of it. Tries for distance. Nixon over the top with the screamer. Almost brought it down. Ball tapped out to Carroll. He's brilliant so far in the opening term. Williams in front. Knocked away by Dwyer. Into the arms of Stevie Wright. Has to get rid of it quickly from Toohey. Bolton now just off the edge of the square. Goes long. Up towards the kick-off line. And Sheldon will rush it through for one behind. 2 the Swans total, which is now 3-3.
Very simple game of football the Swans play, isn't it? Always back into the centre half forward area, always attacking the goal front.
Oh, good percentage stuff. I guess it gives you an easier chance of kicking goals. Sheldon's kick wide to half back. No mark taken. Play 50 metres from the Swans' goal and the umpire will come in and bounce. Actually, I'm quite surprised at the condition of this ground. I came down here expecting it to be a real bog track. But
I think we all did, Ian.
Yeah, it's very good. Considering Jones, Parsons gets the tap out. Very effective. Cunningham, hand pass to Mick Dwyer. Right on the boundary line. Floating punt kick towards the wing. No mark to Potter. Nearly a gather to Coughlin. Potter gets the hand pass. No, it's intercepted by Coughlin. He's playing well. And the ball is rolled over the boundary line for a throw-in. Very close to the St Kilda players' race, and as you can no doubt detect, right in front of the St Kilda Social Club. Parsons, down it goes to Potter. He tries to barge his way through. Could have quite easily been penalised there, Craig Potter, but umpire Mitchell, very close to the action, decides on a bounce.
Doesn't he do some work underneath, Craig Potter? He really does burrow hard underneath packs.
A bounce close to centre wing on the Swans side of centre though. Now the Saints can go forward again. Burke gives it and turn over to Dwyer. With Mick Dwyer, Carter coming out pretty solidly from the fence, nearly out of bounds. Is now
free kick, Trevor Barker.
Barker, right half forward flank. One of the veterans in the St Kilda side. Up towards Daniels, couldn't take the mark. Coughlin again gets scragged from behind by Kellett. Diving on it is Daniels, nearly lost his jersey there. And it will be a ball up at half forward for St Kilda, about 50 metres from goal. Under 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Been a good contest so far. The Swans got the early break. The Saints have pegged them back. And a very high bounce again. Coughlin gets the hand pass out. That's the real glue pot. Burke did well to get rid of it, actually. Carter dragged to the ground. Too high, says the umpire, by Lowe. A little bit lucky. And Rod Carter will take the free kick. I didn't like that look you gave me.
Very lucky, I thought. Umpire Rich is certainly giving the Swans a go at half forward for St Kilda.
So Rod Carter. Now towards Henwood. Pretty hard to mark one-handed even in the dry. Dwyer again.
Playing well.
He is playing well. Up to half forward. Sticky fingers. Stuart Lowe takes the grab. Decides to go on with it quickly. Gets it out to Dwyer and turn over to Barker. And Barker's left foot hasn't got the distance. Backing back is Owen and puts it through. solid man is Rod Owen. Used his belt very effectively, Malcolm.
Yes, he did indeed. And Neil Cordy was probably in the right spot, but the quick kick, very good mark. Good mark from low. Great awareness here to quickly get it on. And then Trevor Barker with an awkward looking left foot kick. And then Rod Owen just holding his ground, and thank you very much.
Actually, Barker's kick was very good considering deep on the half-forward line. 2 points the Swans lead by. We've got 8 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Parsons handball. Burke. Coughlin. Short pass. Too short. And Murphy takes the mark. Could have quite easily been 50 metres.
Well, what's the difference with that one compared to Bradley Gotch's in front of goal?
Play on. Murphy gets around the opposition. Up towards half-forward. Floating kick. Punched away by Sheldon. A little too keen there was Nixon. Ball at half-forward for the Swans. Burke's hand pass. Cunningham, good play. Sheldon wide. Support by Rice. Hand pass now to Sheldon. Good gather. Half-back flank for the Saints. Sheldon steadies. Kicks it towards half-forward. Marking contest. Played by Daniels. Pulled off the football. The Swans defence under pressure. Ian Roberts back towards half-forward. And a good mark. Solid mark taken by Jones at half-back. Play on. Handball wide. Coughlin. In support. Rice on the wing. Forced to kick around the corner a little bit. Dust up behind play between Henwood and Jones. Two of the strong men of the match this afternoon. The ball comes clear from half-back for the Swans. Kellett. Kellett's high ball. Underneath it, Grant. Shows courage. What a mark.
Fantastic.
Potential mark of the day by David Grant. He plays on quickly. Kicks it wide. Saints have the numbers out of side. Mark Dwyer onto Elphinstone. Running up from full-back. Elphinstone's left foot kicks a floater in towards Lowe. It goes through all players. Play on now. Chance for Neil Cordy. Left foot kick back into the centre. Jones again. Saints struggling hard. Cunningham wide. Mick Dwyer kicks it quickly up towards full forward. Owen slips. Neil Cordy there. Kick off the ground by Gotch. Chance for Lowe. Lowe snapshot in towards the pocket. Barry Mitchell hard up against the boundary line. Tries to break clear. Handballs to himself and he's nabbed. Play on now. Advantage real paid. Dennis Carroll picks up at half-back. Thumps it in towards the centre. Jones is there again. All crashed to the ground. Mick Dwyer elects to kick the football. Frawley and Bob Jones up towards Lowe. Lowe can't mark. Play at half-forward. Carter. Nearly grabbed by Mark Dwyer. Daniels can't break clear. Here's Kellett. Scrambly football now out towards the back pocket for the Swans. Picked up by Neil Cordy. No, it's not. Kicked off the ground. Good play. Stevie Wright at half-back and a short kick will find Mitchell.
It was good play, wasn't it, by Cordy? It got the Swans some space that they needed. Mitchell now to half-forward. Cunningham in the road. Solid. Over to Coughlin. Well, he and Jones are playing a tremendous term of football for St Kilda. Up towards midfield. That's a good mark taken by Rod Carter. Long way from goal. And just dragged Trevor Barker up there with him. He's had the better of that duel so far, Barker. Now Swans player in trouble on the wing. It might be Murphy. He's in real bother with a shoulder. Come back to that in a minute. Up towards half-forward. Strong mark taken for the Swans. Down there by Coleman. Let's hope he's okay. One of the linchpins in the Swans side. Coleman with that awkward style. Elphinston tries to knock it down. Sheldon. And looks to go short. Cunningham. Oh, he's got a panic manoeuvre out there. Up towards the centre wing position. In front is Lowe. At the back is Carroll. Ball knocked forward for Jones again. Rice off the ground. Barker back over the top. Lowe. Wobbly kick to half forward. Daniels in front. Real Lions Den stuff that. Daniels hand pass. Wobbly. Coughlin. How did he get out of there? Oh, that was out of jail and brilliant. To Bradley Gotch running into an open goal. Should score. He's gone for the hand pass. Now Owen has to double back and puts it through. Great play.
Sensational football by the Saints. Don't their supporters love it down here?
They get involved, don't they?
Oh, terrific.
It really was a very good build-up. Daniels was caught. Coughlin did very, very well indeed. And set up Gotch, who really could have had a shot at any stage and just made Cordy come to him. And then with the handball, although a bit wide, plenty of time for Owen to kick his second goal.
Gee, Frank Coughlin doesn't look much, but isn't he effective? Wow. Great player, Coughlin. Bounce back in the centre. The Saints are in front. Jones kicks the ball out. Chance for Mitchell. Still another chance. Ball getting up towards half forward. Potter grabbed. Now there's a chance for Coghlan again. Somehow he gets out of trouble. Hand pass to Rice. Creating play at centre field. Coghlan up towards the forward pocket area. Push in the back against Neil Cordy. And the free kick will go to Owen, who's already kicked 2 goals. A last-minute replacement for Nicky Winmar, who unfortunately for the Saints couldn't take his place in the side.
Hamstring problems.
But the man who's replaced him has done it well so far. Owen, short kick. 3 against 1. Swans kick off the ground. Rice takes the mark. Punch for goal and puts it through. No-nonsense football, Saints.
Well, that was casual, wasn't it, almost?
Yes, I wasn't quite sure what Rod Owen was trying to do. Obviously, low was the target, but it was pretty poorly executed. Yes, actually, this as we go to the kick off the ground. Actually, where the damage is being done, as you've mentioned, Ian, is actually Coghlan and Dwyer. They're really setting up play from the centre of the ground.
Yeah, I think Jones is playing a great game too, Malcolm, in the ruck. The Tasmanian, 5-1 to 3-3 is the score. Just under 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Now here's Coghlan again. They are getting it out of the centre, as we mentioned earlier. That really matters so much. And the Swans will be lost without Neil Cordy today. Checking his stats. What's he had? 5 kicks so far and 4 marks. Rice got 2 hands to it, nearly dragged it down. Murphy seems to have recovered from that blow on the shoulder, and that's good news for Swan supporters. That's a strong mark to Coleman. And he'll kick from about the 50-metre mark.
Interesting. Mick Dwyer 7 touches. Greg Williams 2 touches in the centre of the ground.
Yeah. And Coleman. Was that touched? It doesn't matter. It's a point anyway. So 1 behind to the Swans. 5-1 to 3-4. St Kilda have got the last 5 goals. I think the Swans had 3 on the board before St Kilda got 1.
Correct.
Robert Elphinston does the kicking in, gets distance with that, goes straight down the ground. Henwood, the big fist clear, the ball at the fall of the ball, rather all St Kilda players. Cunningham on the bottom. And is penalised for holding the ball.
Can't believe that.
A little bit harsh, umpire. Free kick will go to Stephen Wright. And he's about 48 metres from goal. Ball is getting heavy. Gets the distance with it though, it's a goal.
Well, obviously, St Kilda supporters not all that happy with that decision. The thing that I thought, it was just appeared to be a bit too quick. He really just got hold of the ball, and then here it is again in replay. And Cunningham over it, then goes to get up with it, gets a little bit of a shove, and then gets pinged holding the ball. It's pretty quick.
Well, I think the problem the umpires have got is that not too many of them have played in these conditions, played football in these conditions, and they don't realise the difficulty that the players are under.
31 now to 28, only 3 points in favour of the home team. Coghlan again doing some useful work out of the centre. Bolton can gather. The Swans could be on the move here. Over to Bays, the longest kick in the side, and shepherd it through for another one. They hit the front. So a top game at the moment. The lead changing repeatedly, 5-1 to 5-4.
And isn't football a cruel game? Frank Coghlan again read it very well out the centre, and he really went for a right-handed hand pass off the side and gave the opposition a chance to smother it rather than use the left hand. And then Bays from 50 metres, a brilliant kick.
Well, I don't think there's an adjective that can really describe Mark Bay's kicking ability to the fullest. He is such a great kick of the ball. Sydney by 3 points, and we've got 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Been an entertaining game at Moorabbin in the first quarter. Trying to get the ball out. There's Grant now that's it's been paid advantage. Coghlan up towards the forward pocket area. Neil Cordy again repels the Saints attack. Dennis Carroll kick from a standing start. Jones can't mark, but it sits in the glue pot in the centre. Jones after it. Parsons gets it out the back to Bolton. Williams on the move in the centre. Greg Williams left foot kick up towards full forward. Coleman in front. Punched away well by Lamb. He goes after it again, the youngster. Kicks it off the ground. Goes wide. Chance there for Wright. Off it goes to Mitchell. Back to Bolton with pace. He breaks clear. Left foot kick for goal. Sheldon's read it well and drops back to take the mark on his chest. Nearly in the goal square. Short pass by Sheldon. Finds Elphinstone at half back. Elphinstone kick towards the wing. Coghlan from behind. Tries the punch away from Potter. Williams gets the hand pass out to Parsons. Parsons' kick is short. No mark to Cunningham. Breaking clear is Tui. Off it goes to Williams. Williams torpedo punt kick. Close. Was it touched by the Swans player? Yes.
It was.
It was a goal until being touched there by the Swans player in Bays, and it goes through for a behind. Sydney 5-5, St Kilda 5-1.
15 possessions, Frank Coghlan.
Not bad, is it? And we're not at quarter time yet, although very nearly, with under a minute remaining. And the Sheldons are going to go short to Lamb or long down the middle. It's the latter choice. Not too many options down there. And the end result obvious. Parsons. Now play on is the call. Sheldon again. Former Carlton player. One of many Carlton players, ex-Carlton players. That's in Kilda at the moment. He's got a 50-metre penalty. And the clock's still running. So Sheldon will have to get the ball moving pretty quickly for the Saints to get a score. Not impossible. Predictably, straight down the ground. Two Swans players are there. It rebounds to Barker. He's paid the mark. Well, I suppose they're consistent, Ian.
Gee, they were a chance, Peter.
Yeah, they were.
So let it go.
Off and running. Carter goes out wide. Cordy, in my book, the Swans' best player at the moment. He's done nothing wrong down there. Elphinston, safe grab at half back. Cordy 7 kicks so far on 5 marks. Very close to the boundary line, and in fact traverses it. So it will be a throw in. No further score will be possible. Only a couple of seconds remaining in the term. And there it is. Good quarter of football. We saw 10 goals kicked. And the bottom line is that the Swans lead by 4 points. 5-5 to 5-1 at Moorabbin.
You just wonder, I mean, to maintain that's pretty difficult.
Second term from Moorabbin, with Sydney in front by 4 points. And the sun comes out. I don't think we'll get the suntan lotion out, though, quite just yet. Mitchell has to hurdle an opponent. Putting over the fences at Flemington. Carroll tries to break clear. Down goes Daniels. Dives on top of the ball. Carroll's pinned him. And there will be a ball up just on the edge of the square.
Gee, there's going to be a lot of occasions during the afternoon where that free kick that was given against Jeff Cunningham's going to be brought up, I would think.
Well, let's hope they're consistent. That's all the players ask. Now Coghlan again. Kick number 9. Roberts, got clean bowled by Nixon. And the free kick should go downfield, albeit not very far. Yeah, I think Murphy might be the one to take it, is he? Yes, he is. Got a nasty knock in the first quarter on the shoulder. Dwyer knocks it down to Cunningham. He got that one out pretty quickly. And Frawley's kick is smothered and ultimately over the boundary line. Not the biggest of crowds here this afternoon, but St Kilda fans in the stand pretty vociferous so far. But that's not unusual down here. Over the top, Henwood. Pouncing on it is Rice, who hugs the boundary line with that kick. In fact, it might have gone over on the full. No, boundary umpire coming in to throw it in. Which will take place right near the 50-metre mark. Willis loses that one out to Lowe. Now Barker's on top of it. Didn't have the ball. Finally flipped out to Burke over the top of Dwyer. That's Mick Dwyer. Nobody making any headway. Finally Nixon comes up with the ball. Bad luck for St Kilda because the whistle had just gone. It's going to be a ball up.
Interesting. The quarter is only 2 minutes old, and that Frank Coghlan that we were talking about, 9 kicks and 8 hand passes so far, still doing pretty well. Ball at half forward for the Saints. Now it comes clear. Quick kick out of it, and the mark's been taken for St Kilda by Burke. Burke is about 45 metres out. Short pass is a poor one. Got caught in the mud. Owen, good gather. Off to Nixon. Nixon well tackled. Ball clean bowls Mark Dwyer. Now the play comes clear through Bolton. Bolton up towards the half-forward area. Coleman tries a one-hander. Lamb. Long hand pass. Nearly intercepted by Bolton. Comes to the back. Lamb again. Nice hand pass over the top. Mark Dwyer, you're going to be under lots of pressure. Caught with a football. And he puts it over for a boundary throw-in on centre wing. Right in front of the commentary box. Mark Dwyer perhaps just accustoming himself to the pressures and pace of league football. Ruck contest. Now it comes clear to Mark Dwyer. Up towards half forward. Goes over the top. Cordy caught with the football. Play on, says the umpire. Strong play. Kellett's caught. Chance now for Daniels at half forward for St Kilda. He punched for goal. He's offline and through for a behind. Bad miss.
Yes, just looking at a couple of changes. Mark Bayes is now playing half back in his customary role of the last few weeks. And Higgins onto the ground for the Swans.
Not a bad replacement. And he is the man of the match so far, Cordy. And I guess we have to put Coughlin up there as well, but he's the Swans' best player. And Dwyer, he's also done well. That's Mick Dwyer. Kick on that occasion well smothered. Back to Dennis Carroll, who usually leads by example. Williams offloads it to Mitchell. Promising build-up for the Swans. Mitchell's kick not that well delivered. Down towards half forward. Elphinston gets rid of it pretty quickly out to Sheldon. Frawley had the elbow up. It didn't connect with anybody. Now Big Henwood. Stand back. Long kick by Henwood. Well off target. Won't be a score. Chance for Lamb. Picks the ball up well, hugs the boundary line. Plenty of distance with the kick, suits Potter. He gets pushed out by Coughlin, and the umpire has given him a free kick.
Yes, Potter now playing on Coughlin. I'm not sure about the first quarter, but he really needs to tighten up from here on in.
Coughlin's been a star so far, and best big man on the ground in my book is Jones. Gets it in turn out to Nathan Burke. Doesn't trust the turf to bounce it over to Elphinston, always solid, the Saints veteran. Out towards left half forward, 2-on-2 contest out there. Out goes Owen and down goes the same player. And it beats Barker over the boundary line for a throw-in.
The boundary throw-in about 65 metres around from the Saints' goal. 5-5 the Swans, 5-2 the Saints. Very interesting game. Barker around the neck. Obvious free kick. Too far out to score. Looking for someone to kick it to. Owen making leads. Barker now has someone to kick to. He goes straight across the ground. Risky. Rice punched away. Mick Dwyer gathers. Back towards Rice. Dennis Carroll breaks the tackle. Rice, poor effort. Dennis Carroll up towards centre half forward. Stevie Wright gathers. Round onto the right foot. Short pass is good. In front of Tui, and he takes the mark 40 metres from goal.
Yes, wasn't a great kick then from Trevor Barker.
Bernard Tui, kick across towards Williams. It gets stuck in the mud. Williams gathers. He's got the football underneath him. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. Quite a boggy area of the Moorabbin ground over there.
With the four-wheel drive.
And the umpire will throw the ball straight in the air. Really gives Coleman the chance to take it away. Kick by Mitchell up towards the forward pocket. Good smother by Frawley. Lamb in there in support. Now it's advantage paid. Sheldon picks up and kicks it into the centre. Didn't really look, Kenny Sheldon, which is unusual. And McKellett takes the mark on centre wing. He plays on, gets around the opposition and kicks it in towards the forward pocket. And the mark's been taken, a solid mark taken there by Danny Frawley.
Frawley goes up from the right back pocket. Stolen by the Swans. Chance for, who was that out there? Was it
Eustace.
Murphy initially and then Eustace, the former Richmond player. And former Essendon too, I think, wasn't he?
Yep.
A stint out there. Coleman with Jones down to Williams. Chance for Mitchell. Back to Williams, who's already kicked one goal. Tries to find Mitchell again. But Lamb doing the obvious and doing it well, knocking it over for another throw-in, but it's a little bit closer to the Swans' goal. This time Coleman getting the front position. Elphinston actually got the tap out. Down goes Tui. Well, I guess we'll say the umpires are consistent on that.
Peter, just off the ball, Wayne Henwood coming off. He really has started very softly for an aggressive young man.
Yes, we haven't seen too much of him in the first quarter. Elphinston's free kick up towards Rice. Carroll beats him to it. Not a long kick by Carroll. Now there's Jones again. Knocks it further forward for Cunningham. Gets tackled by three Swans players. Out comes Eustace. Good tackle by Lamb. Right. Over the top to Coleman. And Frawley touches it just on the line. Could have, arguably should have taken the mark. And one behind to Sydney. 5 goals, 6. They haven't scored a goal this quarter. Neither have St Kilda by that score. 5-2. Still 4 points the difference.
Sheldon with the football for St Kilda. And he elects to go the shortest way home. Straight up the centre. Looking for Frawley. Good punch away. Cunningham gets it down to Lamb. Lamb looks okay. Very steady. His kick is a poor one. Puts it out in front of Coughlin. Great gather by Murphy. Murphy comes around on the right foot. Now he goes for the hand pass. He's put his teammate under enormous pressure. St Kilda tackling well at the bottom of the pack, Coughlin, and he's been rewarded with a free kick. Maybe ducked his head a little, but Frank Coughlin, where's he playing? Ruck Rover?
Yes, he is.
He's playing everywhere.
He's all over the place, and socks down, long sleeves, scruffy hair. Doesn't make any difference to this guy. He keeps getting the football. He kicks it into Jones. Jones, you'll be caught. Just gets his kick away up towards half forward, but that little lack of metres from the kick marked by Dennis Carroll up towards the half forward area for the Swans. Tui gets it out to Mitchell, dispossessed by Elphinstone. Lamb there to help out, and Lamb's kick out wide. Nearly a mark to Daniels. Young players there. Dean Rice fighting hard for possession of the football. He can't break away, and the umpire will come in and bounce. 4 points the Swans lead by. We've got 16.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter, and sunny conditions prevailing at Moorabbin. Hopefully the dirty weather will stay away. Rucks, chance there for Willis. Now Jones gets it out to Mick Dwyer. He leaves it behind. Carter's there. Here's Coughlin again. Can't gather the football. Carter again dives on it. Scrambly football at between wing and half forward, out of side. St Kilda into attack.
Looks as though the breeze has just sprung up a little bit too, looking at that windsock over the other side.
I think we'll have the breeze and the sun better than the rain. Stephen Wright out to Murphy. Late tackle by Dwyer, ineffective in front. Coleman, sticky fingers, and takes the mark.
Now playing centre half forward with Henwood's demise.
And Coleman decides to play on. Marked by Parsons. Well, he couldn't quite take it from the back. It's a scramble. Breaking out is Cunningham to Sheldon. Could be dangerous right across the face of goal. Now speedsters needed here. Dwyer and Bolton. And look at those divots. It's like Malcolm Blight's golf. Out of bounds.
That's a terrific contest. How could anyone be disappointed with that part of the football game?
It was desperate stuff.
You've got one eye down here. I think you'd remember that. And Williams breaking clear, but there's a free kick going St Kilda's way. Now who's going to take it? It's going to be Jones. Jones at left half-back flank. Not a long kick. Not too many options out there. Dwyer was one. Finally picking the ball up as low. Gets the hand pass effectively over the top to Gotch. Gotch has to go long. Up to the 50-metre mark. At the back is Nathan Burke. Couldn't pick it up. Out comes Carter. Carroll gets a heave-ho. The end result is a boundary throw-in. Good game so far, although no goals scored in this term. A pretty good contest, but St Kilda always give their best down here. Knocked down by Willis. Now it comes to Daniels. Good hip and shoulder by Carter. St Kilda fans didn't like that.
I can't believe it.
Free kick going to Rod Carter. Just up from the back pocket. Not the greatest of games against Hawthorn, but he's been very solid in that key defence post for a long while now. Williams had the front running. Tries to get it out to a teammate, which he does ultimately in Bolton. On the run is Kellett. Murphy at midfield. Now he gets into the glue pot. Good tackle by Rice. The ball spills free. Kellett again. Out to Eustace. He's clear of McConville. Short pass, effective, and Higgins takes the mark at half forward. Higgins starting on the bench. Doesn't get too much distance with the kick. Coleman gave his opponent a decent old nudge out, but has been permitted the mark, and he's directly in front, about 35 metres out.
And Lamb just taken off of Coleman, and Peter McConville coming on the ground. Not quite in shot there, but Glenn Coleman just too big and too strong.
And Glenn Coleman has not scored a goal so far. I think it was against Melbourne a couple of weeks back. He kicked about 5 by half-time. And that is a goal.
So the drought finally broken in this second quarter. Swans get the first goal of the quarter. And now just go to a 10-point lead as we watch this in replay. Higgins on, off the interchange bench. And here's the mark. Coughlin alongside Coleman, and Coleman just used the body very, very well indeed and kicked his first goal for the afternoon, and now playing at centre half forward.
Well, 10 points now, the Swans lead. Saints need to come back and kick the next goal. Scramble in the centre. Potter tackled by Nixon. Umpire will come in and bounce. Well, he was close enough then, the umpire. You can't really argue. Saints supporters obviously think they're getting the raw end of the deal. Throws it in the air. Punched away by Willis. Gather by Cunningham. Long hand pass is great. Mick Dwyer over the top. Barker. Surely they can get a goal out of this. Barker, deliberate shot from 35, has missed. Bad kick by Trevor Barker.
A couple of bad kicks by Trevor in this quarter.
9 points the Swans lead. Kicking in to be done by Dennis Carroll. Goes to the outer side. Nice looking drop punt. Punched away by Mick Dwyer. Gathered by Potter close to the line. Round onto the right foot. Gets a kick 40 metres plus up towards the wing. Gather Cunningham. Handball out the back. Kick by Rice in towards the centre. Mark taken by Gotch. Bradley Gotch. Left foot kick. Really a bad kick because he kicked it straight to the tall timber of the Swans. Carter takes the mark. Kicks it wide. Too wide for Mitchell, and it goes over the line for a boundary throw-in. Right in front of the scoreboard, about 75 to 80 metres away from the Saints' goal. Lowe doing the ruck work in front of Willis. Gotch tries to get hold of the football. Williams at ground level where he normally is. Rice comes clear to Dennis Carroll. Plenty of time to steady. Thumps the ball 55 metres to centre half forward. And a good mark. It's been paid to Sheldon.
Free kick. Paid the free on the shoulder.
Paid the free kick. Well, Kenny Sheldon put his body in front. Short passes on. Jones, he's got Elphinstone in the centre. He elects to come further wide to Mark Dwyer. Mark Dwyer over the top to Daniels. A little bit too high, but the bounce favours the youngster. 17 years of age, Jason Daniels. Up towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Chance for Nixon. Can't gather the football at half forward, and it's kept in well by the Swans. Potter, well, you mentioned earlier, Malcolm, that he does a lot of work in those burrowing in situations.
Yeah, just worried about Jones. Willis really should be picking him up around the ground. He's just getting too many touches, Jones.
Too many easy touches. Gotch. Long hand pass, but badly directed. Carroll. He'll get a free kick, will he? No, he won't. And a good player, Dennis Carroll, so far. 13 kicks and 2 hand passes. Plus 5 marks. Can't do much more than that. And Neil Cordy, 8 kicks, 3 hand passes and 6 marks. So those two players have been excellent contributors in defence for the Swans this afternoon. Now Daniels for his fellow redhead and Rice, but he just wasn't quite there. Good tackle though on Murphy. Nixon got one too high. It's a scramble, finally shoveled out to Potter, who's caught too slow. Good tackle, Trevor Barker. And finally, St.Kilda get rewarded for their efforts, as you can no doubt hear. Now Barker wasted a couple of kicks in this term. What can he do with this one? That's better, Trevor Barker, but will have to come back. Cogman has taken the mark.
Well, I thought Potter was pretty hardly done by then. I suppose the umpires have given a few of those, so they're being reasonably consistent.
Kick being taken by Nixon. Tall Swans timber there. Down to Mick Dwyer. Can St.Kilda get there first for the quarter? It's a high kick and it's a good kick.
Been a very creative player, has Mick Dwyer. Had 12 touches in the centre of the ground. Greg Williams just starting to get a few handballs now. We see the kick into the pack in the right spot. And a very, very high kick, and just that little bit of drift just assisted it to bring it back through the goals.
You could say he's had about 17 possessions, the two M Dwyers together.
Which is which.
Bounce favours St Kilda. Nixon can't break away. He's been awarded a free kick in the centre of the field. Advantage paid. 50-metre penalty, is it?
No, he must come back over the mark, surely.
No, he's being awarded a 50-metre penalty. I don't know what for.
Penalty.
Maybe the Swans player kicked the ball away after he was awarded the free kick. But Nixon's got a chance. He's only 25 to 30 metres out directly in front. And he's already kicked one goal.
Here it is in replay. Willis picks it up and then just drops it. So that's the 50-metre penalty. Pretty harsh.
Nixon punts for goal. Goal umpire just moves across ever so slightly. It's another one to St Kilda, and they're back in front.
Top kick by Nixon, wasn't it?
Beautiful kick by Ricky Nixon. The Saints lead by 3 points.
His second goal to Ricky Nixon, and I must admit that as Willis is paying the ultimate price here, first of all, his form hasn't been good, and secondly, giving away a goal like that. So Parsons back into the ruck now, and Tui going to full forward.
And coming off the ground is Willis, so perhaps not really surprising. 7-3 to 6-6 at Moorabbin. When I saw us coming here this afternoon, I thought we would see a mud bath. It's been a top game so far. Good contest. Nathan Burke, short kick up to Dennis Carroll, who, as I said before, has been brilliant. Bolton goes short. Elphinston to sit. I think Sheldon may have spoiled him, actually. He had his eye on that one pretty directly. Pick up by Bernard Tui, and has wobbled it through for one behind. I think yes. So a point to the Swans. 6-7 to 7-3. 13 effective scoring shots to 10. But St Kilda leads by 2 points. And the man with the football is Ken Sheldon. His time goes to the outer side. Not really a great kick direction-wise. Now Murphy the chance. From 55 out. Good knock away by McConville. Sheldon at the fall of the ball. Carlton player McConville looks for Cunningham, who really got through his legs. Here's a chance for Higgins. Seemingly dragged when he didn't have it. Good tackle on Eustace by Cunningham, but the ball has been booted through for another behind. Tui shaking his head. 6-8 now to 7-3. 1 point the difference in favour of the home team. McConville does the kicking in. And the mark is taken safely at that by Nixon. Two former Carlton players figure in the action. Out to Rice. And has he been paid the mark? Yes, he has. A little bit short of right centre wing.
Good player, Dean Rice, and he plays on quickly. Gives it inside to Daniels. Daniels running up from the defence position. Kick again is a poor one. Drop mark by Callett. Gives the Saints some chance. The ball at half forward. Gotch striving hard, but he can't control it. It goes over the line for a boundary throw-in. It's about 60 metres around from the Saints' goal. St Kilda lead by 1 point. 45 plays 44. We've got 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Stevie Wright doing the shepherding for Williams. Off it goes to Potter. In the back against young Nathan Burke. And the free kick up the field will go to Eustace. Eustace picking himself up out of the very heavy conditions out there on the outer wing. Well, this must be his 4th league club if you add them up. Eustace. Kick up towards half forward. Jones, good position, putting himself in front. Hands up in the air, takes a strong mark. Off to Sheldon. Sheldon onto Nixon. Nixon, a high ball. Up towards half forward. Saints not very tall up on that forward line apart from Lowe. Good play. They come clear now through Callett, the Swans. Up towards half forward. Coleman in front, but in front of him was Jones, and he takes the mark. Off it goes to Sheldon. Sheldon's kick in the Daniels direction, and the young guy takes the mark. He's looking to play on Jason Daniels. He runs around Williams, now kicks it in towards Coughlin. Coughlin can't mark. Punched away by Bays. Good roving. Burke. Back to Coughlin. Coughlin now wide. Gotch over the top. He ducks back. Barker and Carter. 2 old stages, and Carter takes it over in front of both of them, and we'll have another boundary throw in. It's just inside 50 metres. St Kilda a chance with 6 minutes remaining in the second term.
Yeah, it's a good point you made about lack of height up there. They've got Barker and Lowe, but really after that there's not too much at all, is there? Murphy up towards centre wing, out of bounds. Nixon looking for a free kick against Williams, and will get it. And Nixon from outside the boundary line, he kicked that. Parsons at the back. Went to play on, perhaps rather foolishly as it turned out. Daniels just about pinned with a good tackle. Ball rebounds to right. Across the half-back line, he'll get clear. Over the top to Carroll. Beautiful tackle, Jones. Ball spills for Williams. Back to right. Swans running in numbers. Inside 50 at the fall of the ball, Coleman. Long way from goal. Already kicked 1 goal, Coleman. And the ball was just touched. Frawley will try to punch it through, will he? Couldn't quite get clear to do just that. And it will be a bounce about 5 metres out from goal. Under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. A pretty good game of football so far. Good contest. In trying conditions for the players, Jones hits the ball towards the behind post. It's out of bounds, actually. And the throw in adjacent to that location. Right forward pocket for Sydney. 7-3 to 6-8. 1 point the difference. Jones jockeying for front position. Knocked down by Henwood. Right. Tried to snare it just inside the line. And the ball has been rushed through. Or is it out of bounds? Might have just hit the behind post, I think.
I think Stevie Wright had his hands on the behind post when he gathered the football.
So another throw in, same spot, same boundary umpire, same players. Knocked down by Jones. Cunningham gets it over to Burke, dispossessed pretty quickly. Swans have plenty dive on it. Stevie Wright was first there. And is it going to be a free or another ball up? It's the latter. Wright was tackled high. Umpire says no free kick. Jones got a good leap, loses out to Coleman though. Wright puts his head down when he grabbed the ball, and he will get the free kick. Very clever. As it is, or as it was, a correct decision. Here he is.
Yes, he's got that habit of just sort of weaving a bit, and I almost call it the professional free kick. There's nothing else to do really but go for it.
So Stevie Wright, 1 goal to his credit, chance to put the Swans ahead by 5 points. It's a shocker. 1 behind, so scores level at Moorabbin with 3 minutes remaining before half time.
10 scoring shots to 15. Usually that indicates that one team has been a bit stiff, but the Saints defence have put plenty of pressure on the Swans forwards. McConville's kick in towards the centre half forward, picked up well by Murphy. Murphy's kick back towards full forward for the Swans. Coleman can't mark. Saints defence under enormous pressure. Grant in there, striving hard, but he can't break clear. And the umpire will come in and bounce.
Almost a magnet to that position, Ian. It's been there for some 4 or 5 minutes almost.
Umpire elects to throw the ball in the air. Jones gets the tap out. Goes back towards Elphinstone. A mad scramble of players. Williams there, Daniels. And the umpire will be forced to come in and officiate once again. Just 2.5 minutes remaining in the second term. And it has been an interesting game so far. 7-3, 6-9, scores level. Another mad scramble. Right. Cunningham, off it goes. A chance to right in the goal square. Williams has tackled well, holding the ball. Oh, Toohey downs a St Kilda player. It's on. Oh, off we go. Bernard Toohey.
Could have been a good 3-rounder, that one.
Well, I don't know why he decked the St Kilda player, but
pretty scruffy stuff
the
from
free
Jeff
kick
Cunningham.
being given to the Swans.
And well umpired. There was no need for Cunningham to do exactly what he did and throw the Swans player to the ground after the free was given. I would suggest that is terrific umpiring.
Well, is that why Bernard Toohey threw the St Kilda player down? Well, Wright has the free kick, only metres out. Angle a little difficult. Too close maybe to miss. Shot for goal. He misses.
And 10,000 cries of all it deserved, I suppose.
There it is in replay. See that? Cunningham
made it look a bit worse than what it was.
Well, there was no need to do it, though. That's the problem. I mean, they had the ball.
And they have again through the kick out from fullback. Almost a grab out there to Nixon, but not paid by the umpire. Murphy inside 50, and he can kick the ball long. But 1 behind again for the Swans, peppering the goals in time on in the second term. 6-11 now, so for the quarter they have kicked 1 goal, 5. St Kilda have kicked 2 goals, 2. A minute and a half before half-time. McConville still uncertain as to where to kick it. Stuttering and stammering, finally decides the member stand flank is the best alternative. Over the top is Peter Budge. Then it comes to Bolton with a hand pass. Good to Higgins, who's well shepherded by Parsons. Sheldon. Down to Burke. Through the glue. to Nixon, who fumbles at the crucial moment. Might be able to get it to Daniels. Right, rides him into the ground, and he'll get a free kick.
He was a bit lucky, I think.
Could have been.
Yeah, one-handed attack on the ball really did give him some trouble.
Not percentage, is it? Would spoil over the top. Finally taken by Bays, who set that play up. Murphy, well tackled by Burke it was. Swans prepping the forward line at the moment. Sheldon finally gets it out. It's untidy football, but it's pretty rugged in there. Daniels reels out of a pack. Nothing for that, says the umpire, and it will be a bounce. Left half forward flank for Sydney.
Half a minute left in the second quarter. Play is about 75 metres out from the Swans' goal. The umpire throws the ball in the air. Jones gets the tap out. Murphy doing well on the wing. Picked up by Rice. Rice's kick. Coughlin's a chance. Good tackle, Bays. Coughlin gets away though. Round onto the left foot. Poor kick. Frawley. Long handball. Saints on the march. Seconds remaining. Can they take the mark? No, the siren sounds it. The ball at half forward for St Kilda. And at half-time, Sydney lead by 2 points. Sydney, 6-11-47. St Kilda, 7-3-45.
Second half from Moorabbin, the difference is only 2 points in favour of the Sydney Swans, 47-45. Willis back onto the ground, picked up by Potter. His kick is well smothered. Chance for Coughlin, who burnt in the first half. Flicks out the hand pass to Mick Dwyer. 20-metre hand pass to Nathan Burke. Into the glue pot at half forward. Coughlin again, back to Barker. And his kick a little bit astray, perhaps trying to find Nixon, who got one on the back. It's a real scramble out there inside the 50-metre defence line. Carroll had it and dropped it. And it will be a ball up about 45 metres out from St Kilda's goal. We had 10 goals kicked in the first quarter and only 3 in the second. Knocked down by Willis. Eustace is in there. Mitchell got a heave-ho in the back. And the umpire again indicating a stalemate. So not too much happening in the first minute of play in the third quarter. Lowe loses it to Willis. Nixon picks it up beautifully. Back to Coughlin again. Good tackle, Mitchell. The ball spills free for the Swans and booted away by Callett. Up towards midfield. 3 St Kilda players are racing for it. A chance for Grant. Gets there first and gets around right. One-on-one battle out here. The bounce of the ball favours Sydney. Eustace, oh, beautiful tackle, and the ball spills free ultimately for Burke. He's well pinned. A chance for Rice now to put St Kilda into attack. Rice towards the right half forward flank, and the mark is taken by Ian Roberts.
Roberts' hand pass over to Mitchell. Poor kick then by Dean Rice. Mitchell's kick up towards half forward, and a well-judged mark taken for the Swans by Higgins. Swings around onto the left foot. Long ball up towards full forward. Coleman got both hands to it and couldn't hold it. Stevie Wright's left foot snap over towards the opposite forward pocket. Sheldon doing the shepherding for Peter Budge, but it beats the latter over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in about 10 or 15 metres around from the Swans' goal. St Kilda youngsters bombarding into the forward line without really looking on quite a number of occasions. Wright, snapshot for goal by Stevie Wright. Goal umpire in good position, wrong side of the goalposts, and through for another behind to the Swans.
Not much in that, it was pretty close.
Very close. Good snapshot by Stevie Wright.
And the Swans have gone back to their original starting lineup after making a number of changes in the forward line in the second quarter.
Danny Frawley, or McConville rather, who hugs the boundary line with that kick, and the mark should have been taken out there by Grant. Saints fans not too happy. And again, they've always got plenty to say down here. They really support their side. And you can only congratulate them for that. On top of it is Cunningham. Was scooped out to Jones, easily the best big man on the ground in my book. A short pass, effective. Nixon, a good grab. Nixon from the right half-back flank. Centering kick. Callett may get there first. Callett and Lowe, I don't think either would win a stall gift. Callett, though, spread eagles the pack and goes straight down the ground. Ball knocked away by Coleman. McConville nearly caught with the ball, and that's what the umpire has paid. And Peter McConville having a few words too. That won't help.
There have been a few decisions today, just without holding the ball. But But I do think that they have been consistent. Here it is. McConville was caught, held to him. However, Bernard Toohey with a shot at goal.
And makes no mistake about it. First goal, third quarter.
It was very difficult, Ian. You mentioned, I think, during the first quarter, in these conditions, just for the players to understand that just to get your hand on the ball, and although it is in a pretty good patch, as we watch this in replay again, you're just wondering whether he had that split second early, and that's what he pinged him on, rather than the fact that the ball was held to him.
Well, I think the umpires try to sum up the honesty of the players in those situations, and Peter McConville always gives me the impression he's fair dinkum. Well, it's the first blood in the second half to the Swans. Little bit of good fortune. There's an infringement in the centre square. Too many players there for the Swans, and the free kick will go to St Kilda to be taken by Jones. St Kilda need to halt the momentum up towards the half-forward area. Nearly a mark to Carroll. Goes in after it again. Scramble at the bottom of the pack was Nathan Burke. Low there for St Kilda as well, and the umpire will come in and ball it up. Centre half-forward for St Kilda, and the breeze, as you mentioned in the second term, Malcolm, has freshened a little, blowing down to the end, to which the Swans are kicking in this third quarter. Coughlin there can't wrest the ball away from the Swans player. And we'll have another bounce. Barry Mitchell, centre half forward. The player's about 55 metres out from the St Kilda goal. Comes to the back. Burke, quick kick to the opposite half forward flank. Peter Budge, closely contested there. Bolton, kick off the ground. Mick Dwyer out the back. Nixon there, good shepherding, gives Peter Budge a chance. And the little kick to Owen was effective. Owen out in front of his opponent, and he takes the mark about 35 metres out.
He's got bandages everywhere.
Cardigan Bay. Rod Owen. He's kicked 2 goals. He was a last-minute replacement for Nicky Winmar. Punts for goal. Good high drop punt. Not bad. Hits the post. Bad luck for the Saints. And Owen just limping a little after he kicked that football. Would have been a badly needed goal for St Kilda.
And he doesn't look too good. Trevor Barker in the same position. A couple of injured players, good players coming back after injury.
Rod Carter, who's been on Trevor Barker in the first 2 quarters. Short pass to Mark Bayes. Up to centre wing. Knocked down by Cunningham in front of Eustace. It beats Bolton also over the boundary line. And it will be thrown in, still on St Kilda's attacking side of centre, but only by a few metres. It's going to be low now in the ruck against Willis. And knocked down by Jones, picked up by Bolton. Cunningham's on his hammer. Cunningham again has the chance to get out a hand pass, picked up by Burke right on the boundary line. Attempted smother by Willis, not successful. Low, the big hands go up. Carter not letting him go. Could have almost been 50 metres. And Carter saying the mark's there. The umpire's saying it's at a different spot. Anyway, he's gone for a short pass. It wasn't a good one. Well played, Neil Cordy. The hand pass is on out to Mitchell. Low collects him. Eustace. A useful dummy. The play, not him. Back towards midfield. Thumped away from Henwood. Ball scooped out towards Peter Budge on the centre wing. A high looping hand pass. Cunningham has to get rid of the ball quickly. Well tackled. Gotch has to try to beat 3 or 4 of them. Out it comes to Henwood from Potter. Bolton's well caught by Peter Budge. Out it comes to Eustace again. Onto Mitchell. The Swans with more purpose now in the first part of the third term. Williams from right half forward. He's gone for a pass. Coleman in front. Stevie right in the goal square. Can't quite control it. And it's through for one behind. So a point to Sydney, taking their total to 7-13. They lead St Kilda 7-4 with 18 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Sheldon kicks the ball in now for the Saints, and one just gets the impression that the dam might be ready to break wide open. Kick out to the half-back flank area. Good mark taken by Murphy. Murphy's torpedo punt kick covers a lot of territory, but it goes through for a behind to the Swans. It's their 14th, and they lead by 10 points. 7-14, plays 7-4. 17 and a half minutes remaining in the third term. And St Kilda are really struggling in the early part of this third term. Sheldon kicks it to the member side, looking for Jones. It's punched away. Rice and Murphy. Rice gathers. No, he doesn't. He can't control it, and it goes out for another throw-in. It's only about 30 metres around from the Swans' goal. St Kilda, very important 15 or 16 minutes for them, kicking into what is probably a 2 or 3 goal breeze. It comes to Murphy. Oh, clever play. Back it goes to Mitchell. Hand pass back to Murphy. They're deep at half forward, the Swans. St Kilda making them fight hard. And at last, St Kilda will get a free kick for holding the ball against David Murphy. And it'll be taken by their wingman, Dean Rice. His high ball holds up into the breeze. Play now, a lot of it will be in front of Pax. Coughlin caught with the football. Down he goes. 2 Swan players fighting for it. Williams, one of them. And they dive on it again on centre wing. Nathan Burke there for St Kilda and Bradley Gotch. Umpire Dennis Rich will bounce the football.
Doesn't bounce very high, not really surprising. Henwood, short kick inside the 50-metre mark. Out comes Tui. Oh, beautiful turn. How did he do that? Must have about 4-inch stops in his boots. Higgins' kick is off target and through for another behind of the Swans. Still peppering the goals as they have been since about the 20-minute mark of the second term. Now 7:15. They kicked 1-6 in the second quarter, 5-5 in the first. Straight down the ground. At the back is Grant. Cunningham. Jones at midfield. Good build-up for St Kilda if they can capitalise on it. Peter Budge looking for the free kick. Well tackled from Callett against one of his former clubs. Barry Mitchell breaks out. Kick to no one in particular is accepted by Grant at half-back. He's gone for a short pass out towards Nixon. Who in turn reloads it to Rice. Rice down towards right half-forward. And again, the lack of marking power on St Kilda's forward line, the telling factor with Dennis Carroll taking the mark. It's his 7th. 13 kicks and 4 hand passes from the Swan skipper. Daniels in front. Now the redhead there was Higgins. Williams tried to soften it off the carpet. Missed it. Now it's Nixon's turn. Nixon from right centre wing. Wobbly kick. Might have been against Carter, was it? Out comes Lowe. Oh, thought about getting it to Barker. Did so, but it was a bad pass. Callett. Sensible tactics under these conditions. Bradley Gotch. Bolton just about grabs him, but back to Peter Budge. You'll have to be quick. And is. And again, St Kilda breaking down up forward. Dennis Carroll having a picnic. Gets it and turn out to Mark Bays, and Bays will clear.
Bays in towards the centre. And a great effort there by Henwood to take the mark away from Frawley. Henwood plays on, gets the hand pass to Mitchell. Mitchell's kick off the side. Rice has a chance and takes a good mark running with the flight of the ball. St Kilda delivery into the forward line is very, very ordinary. Up towards half forward and in front. Good strong mark taken by Henwood. Tried to play on. Ricky Nixon was in the road and Henwood forced to go back and take his kick. Transfers play to centre half back. Between centre half back and centre. Dennis Carroll lets go a bomb. Up towards full forward. Now they're under pressure right into an open goal. Or kick another one for the Swans. No, he doesn't. It hits the post from 15 metres out.
Certainly didn't it?
Well, 7-16. If they lose the match, it'll be in this first 10 minutes of the third quarter.
1 goal force for Stevie Wright. And really should have kicked 3 more certain ones.
Sheldon kicks into the outer half-back area. Peter Budge flies high, can't mark. Bolton takes possession. Inside 50, Bolton goes with a long left foot punt kick. And offline again. So 17 behind, the Swans have kicked. St Kilda have kicked 4, and that's the difference between the two sides. Sheldon again. This time elects to go more or less up the centre. Looking out there for his captain in Frawley. Kick off the ground by Gotch. Lands in the arms of Rice. Now do something with it. You're in the clear. Kicks it towards centre half forward. Carroll in front. Over the top low, can't mark. Good play, Roberts. Left foot kick. Fortunately lands in the hands of Willis. Willis taken off the field in the second quarter for a bad misdemeanor. Up towards the forward pocket area. Tui out in front. Kicks with the left foot. Good kick by Tui to the front. Sheldon can't mark. Could have gone at it a bit harder. Right round to the right foot. And he hits the post again. Wow.
Very top of it.
Tremendous efforts by the Swans have not been rewarded on the scoreboard. 1-5 Stevie Wright. 7-18 plays 7-4.
Robert Elphinston is the man with the football. St. Kilda badly need a goal. They need a couple of goals to get themselves back into this match. Peter Budge shovels the ball forward. Down goes Gotch. Picked up by Mitchell. Henwood. Not the best of kicks out towards the left half forward flank. Boundary umpire getting plenty of work. The best standard of play we probably saw in the opening term was 10 goals kicked. Looks like Eustace limping down there. Jones knocked it down. Nixon should get a free kick.
Showed courage.
Nixon, the right half-back flank. Lowe finally gets in front, still couldn't take the mark. Carroll, a juggle, pinned, well tackled Daniels. The ball spills for Coghlan, into the pocket, Owen, who marks in front of Cordy.
How often does this happen after one team kicks a string of behinds and the other team goes forward once, and just maybe the Saints might get a goal through Owen?
Well, he's a solid man, Rod Owen. I'd almost be tempted to say a little overweight. And see how he can kick it. He's drawn it around well, looks good. The goal umpire says all clear.
I'd say that's contempt. If I'm right, Rod Owen is a right foot kick.
Yes, he was limping before after that shot after the goal from the other side of the pocket. And that right knee looks heavily bandaged, and I think he's in a lot of trouble with that knee.
Right.
Perhaps the kicking, and that sometimes happen. It really is not so much the injury, it's just getting used to kicking the football again. Pretty good skills in from Coghlan to set this up, and a really nice leap by Owen, and of course the goal to finish off.
Only 8 points the difference now in favour of Sydney. Knocked down by Willis, doing a little bit better in the ruck in this quarter. Jones took the points in the first two turns. It's Bolton's turn. Tries to get around Peter Budge. Executes that manoeuvre effectively. Up to half forward. Elphinston backs his judgment. Jones goes the hand pass. Frawley over the top. Sheldon. Short to Cunningham. Again short to right centre wing for St Kilda. Over the head of Rice, but he's got the speed. Beautifully done. Gets nailed by Murphy after he kicked it. That showed courage too from Lowe. Then he comes again to tackle Carroll. Barker. Oh, Carter's got him in the head.
I thought Roy Higgins would have been proud of that.
Or ringside with the Rasslers. A bounce it will be, or a ball up at half forward, depending on the condition of the turf.
That's set a half forward for St Kilda. Lowe gets the tap out. Struggle for possession. Right, well tackled by Barker. Scramble for possession by 2 or 3 players, and the umpire's forced to come in and ball it up again.
One of the problems the Swans have got is the players around the ball. Greg Williams in particular is being pretty well held. Not really tagged, but just well held.
Low, right, low again. Quick left foot kick. Carter held by Barker. Play on, advantage paid. Stevie Wright comes clear from half back. Kicks it up towards half forward. Sheldon there. Captain in support, Frawley. Holds the ball in. Well, it's between the wing and centre half forward for the Swans. The Swans in the early part of this quarter kicking inaccurately. 7-18, and they lead St Kilda 8-4. We've got just under 10 minutes remaining in the third term.
Bounce just on the edge of the square. Jones, good hand pass. The ball bounces well for Cunningham. In towards midfield. The Saints go forward again through Dwyer. Lowe, Owen flying at the back. Carter out to right again. Lowe won't catch him, but he earns his kick. Gary Mitchell finding some space to Williams, who gets legged. Nothing for that. Bolton wrestling in the butt. Sheldon, got 2 hands to it, was interfered with, says the umpire, and Sheldon will take the free kick. Ken Sheldon, left back pocket, goes straight down the ground, finds Cunningham, contributing much better in this term. Back to Sheldon again. Too many options out there on the wing. Rice, well tackled by Murphy, has to go out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in. Pretty well on the centre wing position. Knocked down by Parsons. Picked up for the Swans by Potter. And McConville Got 2 hands to it. Should have grabbed that one. So the predicted scramble has turned out that way in the third quarter. Not a high-scoring affair. 15 goals kicked, and we had 10 of those in the first term. Knocked down by Henwood. Sheldon slews it off the side of the boot, right out to the other side of the ground. Pace needed here. Peter Budd should get there first. Bolton pressuring him. And well done from David Bolton. The hurried hand pass ultimately comes out to Nixon, to Dwyer. That's Mick Dwyer around Potter onto Barker. Carter wearing him pretty closely. Barker fumbles at the crucial moment. The opportunity again for Potter. And finally Peter Budge with another opportunity. The umpire says play on. Saints fans were looking for a free kick. Mitchell takes the hand pass from Parsons. Up towards the forward pocket. Frawley got a couple of hands to it. Didn't take the mark. And a free kick going for a push in the back to St Kilda, and the recipient will be, I think, Peter McConnell.
Well, the effort by Frawley was good enough to be paid the mark, I thought. Anyway, McConville has the kick in the last line of defence. His kick finds Grant at half-back. Saints have had the possessions, just can't quite seem to capitalise. Up towards centre wing, Carter, dispossessed by Nixon, good tackle. Barker's a chance, holding the man.
And again.
Go back and take your kick, says the umpire. I think you could see that Trevor Barker wasn't going to break away.
No, Rod Carter's done a pretty good job on Barker. Barker only 7 touches for the game, and 3 of those are from free, so Rod Carter certainly doing his job.
Barker is just slightly forward of centre wing. The difference is 8 points, Swans lead. Barker's kick up towards half forward, approaching the 50-metre line. Lowe takes the mark, plays on. Kicks it now to within 45 metres. No mark. Chance for Burke. Just gets clear enough to get his foot to the ball. Owen. Left foot snap by Owen. He's good. Fourth goal to Rod Owen.
Yes, a dangerous left foot again, Ian. He really did grab that ball very, very neatly indeed. And as we watch this in replay, Burke gets a scruffy-looking kick. Owen turned on a threepenny bit in the old one and snapped truly with his left foot. 4 goals. Terrific effort.
Well, he's done his job. Rod Owen with 4 goals.
Rod Owen's 4th goal making the difference 2 points, which is what it was at half-time in favour of the Swans. And we've got 6.5 minutes remaining in the third term. Again, a centre square infringement. Sydney with too many players in the square. Free kick to Bob Jones. Lobs it right on the 50-metre line. Eustace. Spinning out as Daniels. Picked up by Burke. Tackle from Murphy a little bit late. Gets the kick in. Cordy at the forward of the ball. Dragged off it by Owen. Ian Roberts, a hurried kick. The umpire has given a free kick though. And judging by the crowd reaction, it's not going to St Kilda. Go to Cordy.
It's a pretty good barometer, Peter. Twice this quarter, the Swans would appear to have too many players in the square. That's really not concentrating.
Certainly isn't. Potter, oh, Mr. Sitter. Peter Budge. Well smothered by Wright. Carter off the ground, kicks it straight to his opponent. He won't catch him because he was on all 4s. Almost gathered in by Kellett. One of Mark Browning's old numbers. Bolton breaking clear at half-back. Barry Mitchell over the top of Codlin, who's gone out of it a bit in this quarter. Bolton from Bays to Mitchell. Back to Bays. And Bays goes long. Beautiful kick. A good 60 metres. McConville thumps the ball clear. Runners needed here. High tackle on Nixon. One would have fought against Colvin. And he'll take the free kick at the right half-back flank.
Every time the St Kilda defence are punching, they're punching back to the middle, and the Swans' smaller players really haven't woken up to that yet.
When they do, that might be the end of the ball game. Parsons. Oh, bad hand pass. Grant. Elphinston tries to get or flip it out to a teammate. I said it was a throw. Good player there, Robert Elphinston today. Mark Eustace to take the free kick. Henwood. Gee, nearly brought down a screamer. Cunningham. Elphinston. Sheldon. And here clears to St Kilda.
Sheldon, good kick to the advantage of Peter Budge wide on the wing. Dennis Carroll anticipated well. Overruns it. Peter Budge. Good play by the youngster. And he gets it back to Barker. Barker's short pass is great. and it finds Grant. Grant at half forward. Barker's in trouble. He gets his kick away. Making good position out there wide is Mick Dwyer, and Mick Dwyer takes the mark 40 metres out from goal for the Saints.
Yes, and Grant and Barker have swapped positions, so now Barker in defence and Grant up forward.
Mick Dwyer, just a little doubt as to whether he can kick the distance. Big drop punt, hooks a little, trying to get that extra yardage, and he kicks it out of bounds on the full. So the free kick to the Swans in the back pocket. And there's not much in it. 2 points. Swans 60, St Kilda 58.
He's set for a great last quarter. Dwyer again tried to get it to Burke. Eustace nearly pinned. Oh, Mitchell threw that over the top. Nixon loses it. Kellett will go for one of his runs. Not a long one on this occasion. Lobs it at half forward. 2-on-1 in favour of the Saints. McConville. Well tackled by Tui. It spills out for Higgins. Good hand pass. Bolton gets the bounce. He's got the fumbles. Can he pick it up? Should be a goal if he does. And he's got it.
Listen, David Bolton was pretty pleased about that. After the fumble, he's missed a couple of reasonably easy shots for David Bolton. As we see this great tackle there from Tui. That's what he's good at, keeping the ball in. Excellent handball into the path of Bolton. Bolton was off before he got it. He had the poise and the presence to just steady it onto the left foot, and he's pretty happy about that goal for the Swans.
So 7 Swans players have now kicked goals. Barry Mitchell's the only Swans player that's kicked more than one. So again, the Swans come clear with that timely goal by Bolton, 66-58.
A great interception by Williams, and the ball goes forward again for the Swans. Sheldon does well out in front of his opponent and takes the mark between back pocket and half-back flank. Kicks the ball back into the centre. Player loose Coghlan. Handball on to Frawley. Frawley at half-back. Comes out towards the members' side. Grant does well and leads his opponent Carter under the football. 3 against 2. Nixon, good tackle. Carter caught with the football, and he's been penalised. Well, the whistle went very quickly into the umpire's mouth then. But the Saints fans very vocal, and the free kick will go back to Ricky Nixon at half forward.
They've been pretty hot on that, holding the ball all day in these conditions.
As long as they're consistent, Melbourne, that's the bottom line, isn't it?
Sure.
Ricky Nixon, 11 kicks and 3 hand passes. Across towards centre half forward, no mark taken. Chance now for Gotch. Couldn't break clear. Now the ball comes wide. Bolton. Daniels throws himself on it. Good gather by Eustace, gets it out wide. Roberts caught, pushed off the ball by Coghlan. And the umpire will come in and bounce.
I know you shouldn't talk about a player not there, but Healy just makes that difference, that extra link player.
He's certainly one that you'd miss. And we'll go very close to winning the Brownlow this year. He should in the games that I've seen him play. Certainly miss him this afternoon. Carter going at it pretty solidly with Rice. Rice wins out in the speed contest, but some good blocking by Carter. Probably very thankful that the ball did go out of bounds. A chance for a breather. At the back is Lowe. In front is Parsons. Knock on by Bradley Gotch. Barry Mitchell will be content to see it over the boundary line. It's one of the heaviest parts of the ground down there. In the shade. Gets very little sunlight. Lowe. Punches it to no one in particular. 3 Swans players there. Cordy. Neil Cordy. Out to Daniels. Doesn't get a good bounce. Bolton picks it up beautifully. Oh, lovely. Well done from the youngster. That was tremendous stuff. Gets it out to Barker. Barker from left centre wing. Bayes, effective spoil. Carroll. Out to Parsons. Swans defence very solid through Mitchell. Bob Jones standing his ground well. Daniels again at midfield. Short pass. I think that's been played. The mark to Gotch. That's right on the centre square line. Close to 3/4 time. Need to get it going quickly, Bradley. Which he does so they've got to get a mark here, St Kilda. Socked away by Mitchell. Clock ticking down. Nixon fumbles at the crucial moment. Coghlan, this is going to be their chance. Grant, well, maybe the move to the forward line will be successful. 17 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. 25 possessions for Coghlan. So Grant started in defence. A chance to bring up his first goal. There's the siren for three-quarter time, so he'll go back to have a real deliberate shot. Very valuable goal if, in fact, he can get it. It will make the difference again. 2 points. He's done it. 2 points the difference at three-quarter time. Scoreboard, 10-4, 64 to Sydney, 8-18, 66. From Moorabbin. Not a bad crowd and bright sunshine. 2 points the difference in favour of the Swans. They kicked 2-7 the third term to 3-1. St Kilda kicking left, possibly favoured by a slight breeze. Umpires found a free kick going St Kilda's way to Nathan Burke to start proceedings. And Burke doesn't quite get onto the kick. Out to half forward, knocked down by Bays. Murphy gets clear of Nixon. Goes for distance with the kick. Now towards Higgins, who takes the mark in front of Barker. Barker started at full forward. Moved into third term. On his own, Bernard Toohey.
Yes, Peter, and both those kicks pulled up quite markedly into the breeze.
Well, maybe it's stronger than we thought. So, looking at it from that point of view, Toohey no certainty to kick this one. One of the main culprits in their total of 8-18 is Stevie Wright. He kicked about 1-4. That's Bernard Toohey done with that one. Another behind, so 8-19. 8-19 to 10-4. And they say bad kicking is bad football. Robert Elphinston. St Kilda, they were broken down a lot across the half-forward line. The Swans' defence has been magnificent today, led by Dennis Carroll, as usual. Elphinston straight down midfield in front of Jones. Palms it out wide, intended for Burke. Good tackle on Williams. Out to Rice. Now to Frawley. St Kilda captain in turn trying to find low, and he does. Fellow's got some really big hands. Could hold a couple of dozen eggs there. You can see how small the football looks in them. Stuart Lowe, not the straightest of kicks though on the St Kilda side. Who doesn't have a shot and finds Nixon, who kicked St Kilda's first goal this afternoon.
Yes, and Stuart Lowe's done that every time when he's been out of kicking range. He's really looked for another St Kilda player. And from memory, this is the first one that's really come off.
Nixon kicked a goal from here in the second quarter too.
Nixon from right on 50. The breeze behind him. New ball at the start of each quarter, so it should go close to distance. It's done that. It's a goal. St Kilda in front.
3 goals, Ricky Nixon. He's been a fairly good player too. Mark Bayes on him at the moment. Went there at quarter time as we watched his kick. 16 touches, 13 kicks and 3 goals. That's a pretty productive effort from Ricky Nixon.
Well, the Swans have won their last 6 games against St Kilda. Are the Saints going to break the rot here this afternoon? Nixon's third goal. The Saints lead by 3 points.
Jones gets the tap out. Nick Dwyer, Nathan Burke off the side of his boot into the pocket. Kicking it off the ground as Callett close to the line, and it goes over. See, they were half a chance there too. If Peter Budge and Owen had been able to combine a little better, they might have got that ball right up in front of the goals again. That's between wing and half forward in front of the Social Club. Great tap out by Lowe to the back. Williams somehow gets his way clear. Kicks the ball close to the line. Marking contest. At the back, Cunningham. And he takes it over. And says a few nice words, I guess, to David Bolton. 2 fiery customers, Jeff Cunningham and David Bolton. Boundary throw in on centre wing. Jones doing the ruck work. Comes to the back. Williams can't gather. The ball's kept in well. Cunningham, somehow, the Saints were away. But the umpire blew his whistle.
Magnificent hand pass, that wasn't it?
Fantastic vision by Jeff Cunningham on hands and knees. The runner just giving some words of encouragement to Barker. Comes to the back now. Coghlan gets clear. Long handballs, great play. Burke streaming goalwards. Nathan Burke goes with a long bomb at the back. Chance for Gotch. Can't keep it in. Ian Roberts there for the Swans, and they'll have a boundary throw in. This time it's only 5 or 8 metres around from the Saints goal. They lead by 3 points. and we're 21 and a half minutes remaining in the match.
The goal here would be more than handy. Low with Willis. Willis at the back tapped it down. Cordy looking for a free kick. And it's shuffled over the line. Throw in almost in the identical spot. Yes, the Saints could really put pressure on if they were to a six-pointer here. Same ruckman. Willis does it well to his captain. Long kick by Carroll, the hallmark of his trade. Burke got sandwiched, and it's left for Big Bob Jones. I was going to say not a great kick, but the result's all that counts, and Peter Budge takes the mark. I don't know whether he measured that out to him.
I wouldn't think so, Peter.
But we'll put it down as a good pass. And Bob will be quite happy with it. Peter Budge started on the bench. About 48 metres from goal. That's not bad. That's a goal.
Beautiful kick.
So the pressure really is now applied to the Swans side as Peter Budge kicks his first goal from, I guess, what you'd call a miss kick from Bob Jones. We're really going to see if the Swans have got some metal in them today.
That was a good pass, Melbourne.
You think it was a pass? He ran out wide and dragged the ball back. So the Swans really need to get this ball out the centre and get it moving against this highly competitive St Kilda side.
Well, St Kilda finding an extra leg. 76-67 at Moorabbin with 20 and a half minutes remaining in the game. What a crackerjack finish we've got. Now, who is going to get it out of the centre? Breaking clear is Henwood. Gets it back over his shoulder. It's still at midfield. Mitchell can't get clear of Nathan Burke. Coughlin taps it further forward, out wide for Rice. Burke again gets it out to Dwyer. Dwyer out to Nixon, and here come the Saints.
Nixon at half forward, up towards the 50-metre line. Goes long. At the back, Owen can't mark. Scramble right in front of the goal square. And it goes over for a rush behind to the Saints. Well, those goal umpires certainly are put under pressure when there's 3 or 4 players in a pack and a foot goes out. Carter kicks the ball out towards half-back. The high flyers are marked low. Strong mark by the big fella. Not too confident with his kicking, but this time he goes 45 metres to the front of the square. No mark taken. Swans defence under enormous pressure. Owen in there for St Kilda. But coming up last was Willis, and the umpire will bounce right in front of the St Kilda goal. They're 10 points in front, and we've got 19 minutes remaining in the last quarter. Scramble for possession. Carter caught with the football. Penalised, yes! Much to the delight of the St Kilda fans.
Twice he's been penalised for that. Well,
as we watch this in replay now, Carter picks up the ball. Grant still got hold of him, got hold of one hand really, and Rod Carter got nowhere to go.
Well, Grant kicked the last goal in the third quarter. Kicked another one for the Saints. They're storming home.
Yes, and as I mentioned, that very important goal at the end of the third quarter, St Kilda after the siren from that man, who's just kicked his second goal after being moved partway through the third quarter. So we watch this again in replay. Grant just hangs on for dear life, and Rod Carter really in a lot of trouble to try and get rid of the ball.
Well, if umpires are consistent on that ball, that's all the players want. I've often thought that the good tackle isn't rewarded as often as it should be. It certainly helps to break up packs, but that proving very costly for the Swans. 83-67 now with 18 and a half minutes remaining in the game. The Saints coming home with a wet save at the moment. Willis out of the centre under Cunningham. He got steamrolled as soon as he grabbed the ball. I think it's Cunningham. Might be Coughlin, is it? Yeah. I saw the 5. And Coughlin played a great first quarter. He really got them moving there. I think he had 15 possessions in the first term. Bounce just wide of the circle. Willis over the top, palms it down beautifully. And there's Cunningham. Snaps it back over his shoulder. Out to the run of Nixon with Bays. And well done, Mark Bays. Beautifully played. And Murphy, when he runs out of bounds, the kick hugs the boundary line. In front is Williams. Ball hit the deck again for Eustace. It's out of bounds on the full.
Good punch away by Sheldon.
And Ken Sheldon, good job in the back pocket today.
Yes, he played some very important touches.
18 kicks and 5 hand passes with 3 marks. He's not going to take it. It's going to Rice from the right half-back flank. Looks for Lowe. He nearly grabbed that too. Carroll on to Barry Mitchell. Murphy back to Mitchell. Mitchell short kick to half forward. Coming out as Higgins. He's got the mark. Higgins starting on the bench for the Swans this afternoon. He's gone for a pass up towards Coleman. Knocked away into the hands of Barker, or the feet of Barker we should say, because the former captain soccers it clear right on Tui's hammer, and he's carted out of bounds by Barker and Sheldon. We'll see a throw in.
There's another instance of that ball being hit back to the middle of the ground from the fist of the St Kilda players, and really no Swans players have read that all day.
Coleman doing the ruck work for the Swans, striving to break clear Mitchell. Hand pass over the top. Chance for Wright. Gets the handball out to Mitchell. Mitchell's quick kick. Higgins has a chance. He'll kick a goal. Badly needed one for the Swans.
So the margin back to 10 points. 13-5 to 9-19.
8 Swans players have kicked goals, Malcolm. Only one player, Mitchell, has got 2.
Yes, you don't mind that, providing you're kicking a few more, Peter. 19-9 would have been a different result, but they really have struggled up forward in attacking the goal face from the front. They did it early, and they've fallen away in this second, third, and last quarters early.
Back in the centre. 10 points the Saints lead. The bounce slightly favours the Saints. Jones gets the tap out. Mick Dwyer, he's done very well. Kicking up towards the forward pocket. Grant, good hands.
He's done well since he's been moved out there.
Yes, 2 opportunities, 2 goals, and now he's taken another mark inside 50 metres. He'll put the Saints right in front of the 10-metre square, I would think. Big torpedo punt kick. Mark there to the Swans to be taken by Willis. It's not been paid.
I think Neil Cordy might have got a hand on that beforehand, and if there's a definite flick off the hand, you can hear the smack as we watch this in replay.
Yes.
Just might have got a fingertip to it, but a pretty doubtful decision to the Swans.
A bit stiff, I feel. The bounce is about 8 or 10 metres out from the St Kilda goal. And another goal here for the Saints will certainly make it difficult for the Swans. The tap out from the ruck contest goes over the line, and we'll have another boundary throw in. Only 5 metres around from the St Kilda goal. 13-5 plays 9-19. It's 10 points in St Kilda's favour. Lowe doing the ruck work. It's tapped out by Willis. Struggle for possession. Owen does it well. Mick Dwyer, shot for goal. Through for a behind. So they now lead by 11 points, but it's deep in their scoring zone. And the Swans, with time ticking away, we're halfway through the last quarter, and it's a big battle ahead for the Sydney Swans.
Carter, straight down the ground, the obvious ploy. Bayes the flyer at the back. Dwyer again. Looping hand pass, covers some 25 metres. And a real race for it here. Maybe Daniels will get there first. Beautiful pickup. Gets it clear of Kellett. Carroll's in the road. Dragged off it pretty quickly. And there he is again. Well done. Kick is high. A real hospital job, that one. Roberts racing after it with Peter Budge. Doesn't kick it off the ground as cleanly as he would have wanted. Coghlan almost got one at the back. Back to Peter Budge. Around Roberts. Funny old kick. Coghlan again, offloaded by Bayes. Low. Flips it out of the pack. Chance for Carroll. Picked up by Kellett. Wobbly kick. Owen. Or is it Lowe? It's Lowe. Stuart Lowe.
Tell you what, their forwards have worked overtime, haven't they? Every time it's been up there, they've really strived hard to keep the ball up there. And just rewards for their efforts.
Eight marks, Stuart Lowe. 8 kicks and 6 hand passes. Hasn't kicked a goal so far. And no success there with another poster. So 2 goals the difference now. It might be a useful point though, just the same. 13-7 to 9-19. Well, we said during the third quarter that inaccuracy rather, might be the telling thing. And here's Grant Chips it in short. Tries to find Nixon. Williams is there instead. Out to Eustace. Over the head of Cordy. It's out of bounds. Almost on the centre wing position, members stand side. 13 and a half minutes remaining in the game. Now we're going to see the build over of the round. Or indeed one of them. Could be a couple, judging by some scores at three-quarter time. Picked up by Wright. He was just about legged, I would have thought. Kicks the ball into some open space, and there isn't too much of it on the centre wing position. Danny Frawley, beautifully done.
Frawley kicks it up towards half forward. Marking contest. Swans have got the numbers at ground level. Potter. Handball puts Wright under enormous pressure. He's up to it. Crashed to the ground by Cunningham after kicking it. Barker punches the ball away over the line, and we'll have a throw in on centre wing. Barker looking a little more comfortable in defence. Boundary throw in. 12 and a half minutes remaining. Jones rucked tirelessly for his team all day. Comes to the back. Now gathered well by Williams. Off to Bolton. Bolton at centre half forward. Goes goalwards. Close. Good mark. Great mark taken by Elphinston. Quick kick out to Sheldon. He's got a player in Dwyer in the centre. Go out and support your teammate in Rice. Rice striving hard to get in front of Murphy. Close to the line. And Dean Rice takes it over.
See, a real opportunity then. Steady stuff from Elphinston.
Boundary throw in. Mick Dwyer and Potter doing the ruck work. Mitchell off to Williams. Williams left foot kick. Up towards full forward, and the mark's been taken for the Swans by Bays.
You kick this.
Bays inside 50 metres. The wind certainly favouring the end to which St Kilda are kicking. Bays goes with the long drop punt. Holds up into the breeze, into the square, punched away. Good strong play for St Kilda there by, was it Cunningham? Thumping it over the line. And we'll have another boundary throw in. Right against the behind post in the Swans forward pocket.
Big chance for the Swans. The Saints must get it out of there. Wright, tackled by Daniels. Hit Cunningham in the face. Right back to Daniels again. Great prospect, this kid. Low, grabbed by Potter, seemingly not in possession. Good tackle, Daniels again. Bolton through some pretty heavy traffic to Williams. Here's danger. Nixon, good tackle. Gotch over the top of him. Henwood tries to break clear. Just about tripped up. Strength at 50. That's going close. Hit the post.
Tom Hafey's made a move too. Bayes back in the forward line and Tui back to half-back flank.
Interesting. 13-7 to 9-20. 11 points the difference. Elphinston pretty well straight down the ground again. There's 1 on 3 out there. The mark has been taken by Rice. Looks for Coghlan, the 2-15s. Tui. And Coughlin's got the speed. He needs some assistance. And Sheldon well up from the back pocket. From a standing start to Peter Budge has it thumped away by Cavett. Swans players are plenty, a nest of them out there. Cavett's the one that drives them out of danger to half forward. A big pack. Bays in the middle, marks. And maybe a good move from Hafey. It's working so far. To Murphy. Measures the pass to Mitchell. And Mitchell right on the 50-metre mark. Swans putting plenty of pressure on the young St Kilda defence. Is that a mark? It is. Taken by Williams. Some silence down there. St Kilda.
Here it is. Greg Williams gets his body in front. A lot of hands there. No different to the one down the other end probably 3 or 4 minutes ago. But Greg Williams really has had his colours lowered by Mick Dwyer in the centre of the ground today. He's had 20 touches, but nowhere near effective as the normal Greg Williams. But a very important goal, and one of the players the Swans are looking for to resurrect this game.
Make it less than a kick. If he gets it, what's he done? 1 point. Well, we've said many times today that could prove costly.
See, that was a bad miss though, Peter. You know, from so close, such a crucial stage of the match.
9:21. Doesn't bear thinking about, does it? That's a magnificent kick. Look where that's landed, almost at the centre circle. Can St Kilda capitalise? Wills fumbles. And who's going to get it out of there? Eustace fires out a blind hand pass. Mitchell off the ground, beautifully done to Murphy. He balks, gets it back to Mitchell from inside 50. Should be able to goal from there. And has done so at last.
3 goals to Barry Mitchell and been a very, very good player. 32 touches for Barry Mitchell. He's been just a 4-quarter player. One of the few the Swans have had. There he is, kicking the ball off the ground, running through again now, and still had enough power in his legs to kick truly. Wonderful goal from Barry Mitchell, and really what the Swans have needed.
Well, it's right down to the wire. 4 points the difference. Back in the centre. And now a real test for the character of both sides. Coughlin up towards half forward. Nixon, Tui, could have been a free kick. It has been paid. And Nixon between wing and half forward will put the Saints into attack. Good long kick. He's hooked it a little bit. Cross towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Owen. Burke. Low. Good gather, Daniels. Kick by Peter Budge up to the front of the square. Now, lots of pressure on the Swans defence. It's punched through for a behind. So the difference, 10-21. The Swans, 13-8 St.Kilda. And Saints lead by 5 points. Carter will kick the ball in, goes straight up the ground towards centre half back. Jones can't mark. Willis, little slow, but it gets it away. Now it's in towards the centre. Just sits in the glue pot a little bit. Coughlin, Williams, Mick Dwyer, a real struggle. Now Mick Dwyer comes clear and confidently bounces in the very, very hard centre. Up towards the half-forward area. Roberts could have been paid a mark. It has been. And Ian Roberts has got the football at half-back for the Swans. He plays on quickly. He's got Cordy out wide. Hand pass in towards the centre. Picked up nicely by Dennis Carroll. The Swans now within goal-scoring distance. Good punch away. Mick Dwyer there. Gathers the football. Handball over the top. Mitchell will gather for the Swans and put the Swans back into attack. Handball over the top. Williams nearly standing still. Short pass. Hard up against the boundary line. Potter. Look at the mud in there. Hand pass. Chance for Higgins. Shot for goal. Home. Swans in front.
Well, what a quarter of football we've had. First of all, the Saints going hard early. And now the Sydney Swans fighting for their football life in season 88. As Craig Potter, hands and knees, gets it out to Higgins on his wrong side with his right foot. Kicks truly. And the Swans hit the front by a point in what has been a seesaw battle for the entire game.
Plenty of time for St Kilda to get up because we've got just under 7 minutes of play. They've trailed by a point. They've got to get the next goal. 13-8 to 11-21. It's Sydney by a point in the closing stages at Moorabbin. In a thriller. Back into the centre. Willis has rucked well after half-time. Henwood went through without too much science. Nathan Burke grabbed high. He'll get the free kick. Burke at half-back. A bit of a fight on in the middle with Henwood, Jones and another St Kilda player. Play in the meantime comes out towards the wing position. Off the edge of the square. Tuck further forward for the Swans. Opens it up for Mitchell. Good tackle by Lamb. And the reward is just.
Desperate.
Lamb's been on the bench for about a couple of quarters. So some fresh legs might be just what they need. Oh, great mark. Dragged in by Willis. Back it goes to Eustace. Now to left half forward. Swans looking a little fitter at the moment. McConville on the bottom of that stack up. Flicked out by Coughlin. Frawley measured the hand pass. That could be a little slow ultimately to get rid of it. It comes out to Daniels again. Good tackle from Bolton. Out to Eustace. He'll give it to Tui. The Swans running in numbers downfield. A long kick by Tui up towards full forward. Almost a mark to McConville. It spills to Mitchell, who puts it through for another one. It could be the season. 4 goals to Barry Mitchell.
Great roving.
Oh, a marvellous game from Barry Mitchell. 34 possessions, and he really has been a 4-quarter player. I mentioned that a goal he got earlier in this quarter. Bernard Tui now playing half-back. Good contest in from Coleman. Well read. Back in the middle of the ground where the Swans players haven't been. And Barry Mitchell caps off a fine game with his 4th goal.
Well, I just wonder whether that means Sheldon's played a poor game. Back in the centre now. Lots of pressure on the Swans. Willis, with his height, has really come into it in the last few minutes. Up towards half forward. Bayes takes the mark. On his left foot, Mark Bayes. Kick is smothered by McConville. Comes back towards centre half forward for St Kilda. And a crunch of players. And the umpire will come in and bounce.
Actually, the move of Bayes and Tui's work, they've both got important touches. Unfortunately, Mark Bayes not being able to capitalise then.
Umpire throwing the ball in the air. Comes to Sheldon. Sheldon's quick kick. 3-on-1. Rice is the lone St Kilda player. Good effort by Wright to help Murphy get a clear path. He gets around Coughlin. Great play by Murphy, and he thumps it to the front of the square. It's close to the line. Kicked it through for a goal by Higgins.
His third.
So 3 goals to the interchange player Leon Higgins. And his contribution becomes just so important. Kick 2 on his right foot, which is his unnatural foot. David Murphy does very well here. Sells the dummy, then kicks to the goal square low, almost over his head. Higgins again, the ball comes back to the centre, and now the Swans players are there.
He was a little excited, wasn't he, Higgins?
Well, he should be, because that's put the sealer on the game, I would suggest. Back into the centre. The Swans going right on with the job after Higgins' third goal. I think that was Eustace that got boot to ball up towards Bayes. And here's Stevie Wright. The Swans full of running. Elphinstead at the back should be able to mark. He does in front of Coleman. Or over the top of Coleman, to be correct. Spiral punt kick. Low. Daniels. Out to Nathan Burke. They're just about to be run down by Bayes. The kick wasn't as accurate as he would have liked. Carroll. Hurried hand pass. Back to Daniels. Umpire says play on. Up it goes to Carroll. McConville. The mark, yes, has been paid by the umpire. So Peter McConville to hit St Kilda out of danger momentarily. Only 3:44 left in the term and left in the match. Time has beaten the Saints, I feel. Nixon in front, tries to get it out. Look at that mud out there. It is possibly the heaviest part of the ground. Scoreboard 13-21-99 to 13-8-86. So 13 points in favour of the visitors. St Kilda need to score 3 times just to level Eustace. 2 Swans players are there. Bolton. Out it goes to Bayes. Long shot. And Cunningham doesn't want to take it through. Hugs the boundary line with that kick. Stops like a plugged golf ball. Murphy. Bradwood not in possession. And he'll take the free kick. And Cunningham coming in late on the scene. He's been penalised, but Murphy to take the free. 50 metres out. Will lob it high to the goal square. The flyer is Bayes. In front, though, is Lowe, who takes the mark.
Good mark for St Kilda in the right in the goal square by Lowe. Kicks a high one out towards the 50-metre line. Good punch away there by Tui. Struggle for possession at centre half forward for the Swans, and pulled off the football was Nathan Burke, and he takes the free kick for St Kilda. They'll have to move it quickly. There's only 2.5 minutes left in the match. His kick out wide. Chance for Rice. Long handball. Gives Coughlin a chance. Coughlin's got Nixon in support, in close to the centre. Handball over the top. Just touched as it came off the hand. Now there's a chance for Peter Budge to get the ball back. The kick up towards the forward pocket. Oh, backing his judgment was Roberts, and he did it well, Ian Roberts. Gathers the football. Handball over the top. Eustace coming in towards the centre. Eustace will put the Swans back into attack. Up towards half forward. Nearly a mark, holding the player. As the marking contest was on, and the free kick is going to St Kilda to be taken there by Elphinstone, it looks like. Or maybe Sheldon's going to take the free kick for the Saints. It's centre half back. St Kilda looking down the barrel. Sheldon's kick out wide. Nearly a mark to Daniels. He gathers the football from the rebound, but he can't break clear. And there's a bounce will take place on centre wing. With only 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining, the Swans lead by 13 points. 99 plays 86.
And that bounce. Back it comes to Nathan Burke. Thought about the hand pass and then goes long up towards half forward. Still 13 points the difference. Carter soccers it away. Picked up by Rod Owen. He might be able to wobble that one through. Will he? Yes, no. Or was it touched? It wasn't touched, it's a goal. And with 1:10 remaining, St Kilda still need to score twice. 14-8-92 to 13-21-99.
5 goals to Rod Owen. Been a pretty good contributor up forward. As we watch this in replay again, Rod Carter just unable to get the kick clear. Then Rod Owen goes for the goal square. Neil Cordy, desperate, almost no. The goal umpire right there. Very belated goal from the St Kilda side.
7 points the difference in the closing stages at Moorabbin. Just over a minute to go. Now St Kilda have got to get a goal here. Carroll turns them out yet again. Now shark by Barry Mitchell gives the hand pass away to Bays. That could just about be the end of it for St Kilda. Out to Elphinston, defending desperately in front of Colburn. Goes for the long kick. At the back is Daniels. It's Rice, can't quite take the mark. Now he plays on. Oh, Owen yorked. Back towards centre wing. Bolton with Daniels. Bolton tries to keep him at bay. Tui comes in late on the scene. Tried for the hand pass, not successful. And it's a real scramble that trips as the umpire. St Kilda free kick.
Just half a minute remaining. The ball on centre wing. Free kick will be taken by Nixon. Goes long towards centre half forward. Low can't mark. It's at the back. Reading it well was Willis. Good pick up by the big fellow. Kick well smothered there by Coughlin. Gets the hand pass out. Now there's a chance for Rice. Time ticking away. Just seconds remaining. Rice's handball. Goes free. Eustace. Carroll tripped. And the umpire will award a free kick. And there's the siren. The Swans have won.
So the Sydney Swans recording their 7th successive victory over St Kilda, and they won it by booting 5 goals, 3 in the final term. St Kilda kicked 4 goals, 4. That was a great quarter of football. The Swans' inaccuracy could have been costly, but they hung on to win. And in view of other results today, it could prove very, very interesting. That's it at St Kilda. A victory to the Sydney Swans, thoroughly deserved in the final term as we go over to VFL Park in Melbourne and Hawthorn.